money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
She told my love that love. She talks out the coco. She want know the coco. Yeah, but I want to give you some love. She talks out the coco. She still want know the coco. Yeah, if money no day, now wait till she get. She tell me say she got run away. She got run very far away. Yeah. As the rubber don't day, the baby come the mail. See the baby don't come again. You don't forget back in the days. I've been the beg you to try.
Hello and welcome to the program In and Around. Historically, women have been differently integrated into the social and economic systems of their various societies. Generally, women bear and raise children with minimal help in many parts of the world. They're responsible for growing and preparing the foods the families eat and maintenance of their children's health and all. Changes in the society brought about by new system of government, education, religion, economics, science and technology has increased women's participation in both private and public sectors. We now compete with men in almost every available jobs in the society, even those considered exclusively male-dominated, which brings us to our focus today on the program In and Around. We will be looking at women who are doing so well in the male-dominated jobs. We shall x-ray the stories of 4 special women. I am Ene Hassan. Welcome on board.
She talks out the coco. She want know the coco. Yeah, but I want to give you some love. She talks out the coco. She still want know the coco. Yeah.
Alright, welcome back. The program is In and Around. Today is spectacular as we are focusing on women in male-dominated jobs. The stories of how they started, challenges they face daily, and how they have succeeded will inspire more women. We shall look at the stories of 4 women today: a carpenter, painter, electrician, and a construction entrepreneur. This is just to encourage every woman out there. There's a lot we can achieve. There's no limit to what we can do. Let's begin with Mrs. Dayo Tukur's story, a female carpenter.
I read marketing and I worked for 10 years and after a while I pulled out of marketing job and I noticed before now that there's this passion in woodwork. I just love wood. I guess I have gotten to that point where this 8 to 5 job was no longer satisfying my person, you know. So in the process, I was instructed, you know that's what prayer can do. I was instructed to go into carpentry. Even at first, I laughed at myself, like, as for real, like for real carpentry. So I walked down my street. There's a carpentry workshop on my street, and I told the guy, oh, Mr. George, I want to know about carpentry. I want to come and learn. The man was just laughing. He said, Madam, I beg, tell us what you want to do. As in, what do you want us to come and do in your house? I said, I'm here to talk to you, and you are there laughing at me. I said, I want to learn this work. So he said, okay, if you're ready, just go bring a packet of biscuits, bring 2 crates of soft drink, and so many things, and what I'm to pay. So I like, okay. The next day, I turned up. The guy was taken aback, like, Madam, I thought you were joking. I didn't mean it when I was talking to you yesterday. I just wanted to answer you, and I'm like, okay, here are the things you requested for, and I'm here to work. And that was it. Wow. That question, I will answer it over and over and over and over again. You can imagine going for a job and we have 10 guys or say 9 guys going for the same job that I'm going for, and I'm the only female there. And we've been asked questions, and every one of us could answer the question. Something should tell you that they're definitely going to give me the job. Being a female in a male-dominated field has really given me this edge of, let's give it to her. If a lady can come into this field, then she knows what she's doing. It's challenging to thrive in a male-dominated field. It is quite challenging. I must tell you, harassment is there, because I've once found myself in a site. We have over 45 guys, and I was the only female there, and we have to sleep over. So you can imagine what will be going on in their mind. But if you make them to understand that I am not inferior to you, I know what you know, and they will respect you, and that's what has been helping me so far. The moment you get to a site or you are within carpenters that are guys, they just have this notion, this belief that this is our field. What are you doing here? But you see, it has changed. It's challenging though. It's challenging because there are some times you're unable to do some things that they can do in terms of having to lift up, some heavy item, in terms of having to sleep over at the site, in terms of the freedom at the site. They're guys, they can always take off their clothes. You're there, you are kind of confined to your own, cycle. But it's becoming interesting. In 5 years' time, I'm seeing Doda in our own house, a home where you have young ladies like me, or young ladies that want to come into this industry, where we're able to train them and we launch them into their world, where people can come and they can pick whatever furniture, locally made furniture of their choice, and they'll be happy saying that this was bought in Nigeria. My advice generally to female gender is that we can take our word. Gender is never a barrier and will never be a barrier. Whatever you are passionate at, go for it. Why we are where we are is as a result of fear, and I've seen fear cripple so many people. Break loose of your fear and take your word, because the world is waiting for that thing in the inside of you. Whatever you are good at, go for it. Never allow anybody to stop you. And for the younger ones that are coming, the area of I am a lawyer, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I'm a marketer, without you sharpening the skills that God has given you, it's over.
Yes, gender is not a barrier to what we can do as women. Let's see the female painter story.
Well, long story. I wouldn't say I chose painting. I would say painting chose me because I'm from a polygamous home. Yeah, so I lost my mom at a really tender age, and I grew up with my stepmom. Although she was a really nice woman, she is, in fact, she's the best person that I could ever have as a mother. So, I chose painting because there was competition. After secondary school, like I and 2 other of my siblings finished secondary school literally the same year, and I didn't grow up with my dad, so everybody had to find something doing as soon as she can, because my mom was scared of me getting pregnant or something, and wasting my life away. I was the one in the family labeled the black sheep. So, she was always there pushing me, telling me I needed to do something extraordinary. So I went to technical school to enroll for a course. I had in mind to enroll for catering. I thought I was just going to while away time with it and still go back to university to study law. So that was how I stumbled and came into painting. It has helped me develop myself to stand on my own as a woman and not have to rely on anybody. In fact, I find it really hard to ask for help or wait for someone to hand anything over to me because I started the trade really early. I was young. I started at the age of 16. So it has really groomed me. It has taught me literally everything that I needed to know to go through life as a person and as a woman. The challenges I would say I have come across is it's just the general gender problem. You go to a site and before everybody's expecting you pay your dues before they can give you a job. They're expecting you to do the undoable because they want to give you a painting job and they feel they're trying to help you. Like nobody wants to help a woman, and the fact that even when you even get it done by yourself, they still want to target to the fact that you've probably slept around and done all sorts of things just to get to where you are. That's some of the serious challenges that we are having in the industry. I would advise young women not to be afraid. That's the number one thing that I feel can kill anybody's dream and anybody's goals. Fear of the unknown. I used to have the same issue. I'm talking from experience. Initially, I didn't know how to market myself. I was always waiting for referrals. If you do a job, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you have to learn to be bold and courageous. Most times, jobs are not going to just fall on you at home. You have to be able to talk. You have to be outspoken. You have to be able to express yourself intelligently and not be misquoted. You have to know how to say the right things at the right time. I would advise women generally to just shake off every form of fear and embrace whatever it is that you want to do. The world we live in now, there's no limits to whether you're a female or you're a man. So just be bold enough to own what you want to do.
This is so inspiring, seeing women doing so well in jobs known for men. What's your excuse not to succeed? Let's take this musical break. Enjoy Strong Woman by Waje and various artists. Lovely music there. I hope this next story inspires you more.
I'll say the job chose me. I didn't choose the job. It came as a question and answer to myself. I could remember vividly, I was with a pen and a biro. I was asking myself, because now we're no longer in secondary school, so we just have to decide what we want to do. So I was asking myself, what can I do that in 10 years' time, I'll still be valuable to the society, to myself, and to my family. And boom, the answer came via a problem in my house then. The light went out at night through the next morning, and my mom, she was leaving, so she had to tell me to get someone to fix the light before she comes back. And I got someone to fix it, only for him to finish the whole thing within 15-20 minutes. And I was curious, his job is this easy? Please, I want to come into it. Please, I want to learn it. Please, I want to be in this job. And here I am. It has made me strong. It has made me to appreciate people. It has made me to appreciate life itself. It has made me to love everyone I meet, regardless of the race, regardless of the tribe, regardless of who they are, good, bad, anyone. It just made me to see them in different ways. It has made me to make decisions that I never thought I could. Yes, the job is risky, but it's far more than just the job. There are a lot of challenges from the society, from the job itself, and a personal one now, personal challenge. I'll talk on the personal one and another one too. But if I have to look at my personal one, it's just the size, because some clients will be expecting one big person in question to do the job. But seeing me, they're like, is it you? Can you really handle the job? And at times the job goes. Why sometimes I get to do one or two things for them or get to talk on it, and they're like, okay, let me see what you can offer. Why sometimes the job just end up going like that. And another one too, electricity. Yes, there is always a shock. We always get electrocuted on it. I had a blast recently, but still, it really does not stop us from working. But if I really had to look at it, I'm not supposed to be there. But as time goes on, when I began learning it, I grew interest for it every day that passes. That I no longer work for money, but I work for the job. Because I love it, I just see myself doing it every day. So it's far more than the electricity itself. It's now me doing what I love doing. I would say never stop doing what you love doing. Don't stop because your family said you should stop. Don't stop because your friend said you don't look good on the job. I actually had that when I was coming up on the job, but I never stopped. Take the bull by the horn. Never stop being who you want to be. Because at the end of the day, we are faced with whoever we are. It's not our family that will become that person. We will become the person. Either we're gaining it or we're losing it. Every reward comes back to us. So please take the bull by the horn. Every job has a risk, but it depends on you. It depends on your love, depends on your passion, depends on what you want.
Take the bull by the horn, like Isoken said, every job has a risk. This motivational feature by Moniba Mazari will inspire you more.
It is okay to be scared. It is okay to cry. Everything is okay, but giving up should not be an option. They always say that failure is not an option. Failure should be an option, because when you fail, you get up, and then you fail, and then you get up, and that keeps you going. That's how humans are strong. Failure is an option, should be an option, but giving up is not. Never.
Despite the construction industry being a lucrative industry, women represent less than 10% of the workforce, with fewer at the top. Next is a story of a woman who has risen to the top in the construction industry. She has risen to become a construction entrepreneur. She calls herself a constructpreneur. This is Mrs. Doris Mbadiwe's story.
My family actually own a construction business, but I never thought I would be working in the construction sector, because I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to go to court. So I sort of started with that at a law firm and then joined a construction company as the company secretary and legal advisor. And while I was there, I just got very interested in the industry. I started to learn more about construction law. I started to sort of do a lot of research as to what is construction, what are the different aspects of construction. And I found it really very, very interesting. I started getting close to the professionals, to the engineers, to the architects, started going to sites, and yes, the rest is history. The way you achieve success is the same with everything that you do, whether it's a male-dominated sector or not. But I would say that, particularly in a male-dominated sector, it's easier to deny gender or race of a person, but it's not easy to overlook competence. So if you're very good at what you do, it would be very hard for anyone to ignore you or overlook you. You become relevant. Same thing, working in a male-dominated sector like construction. So whether you are an artisan, skilled artisan, a carpenter, a painter, an electrician, as female, if you're really good at what you do and you own your role and you know what you're doing, you'll be respected for it. Okay, so my personal experience is this, because it's very male-dominated sector. A lot of workers or even managers or professionals are not used to getting or taking instructions from women because they're not that many, especially at the management or board level, that give instructions on site. So for me, when I first started out, there were a few male workers or employees that did not take it too well, that I was the one giving instructions and I was the one, making the rules. So I had a few clashes here and there with a few of them. A few of them left the company. Yeah, that bad. But then, of course, I have to do what I need to do. But I feel that the more women that we have that come into the sector, that would not be a problem. Especially with the whole COVID pandemic, we've had to stop work. That was an issue for us. And then even having to remobilize back to work was a bit challenging because of the social distancing. Construction is a contact, industry with a lot of workers having to work closely together, but we've had to manage that with technology. I'm really inviting other young women or women in general to join the sector. It's a trillionaire sector. I feel that women can play diverse roles in different aspects, and I would welcome women to play a part in that. We make up over 50% of the population. I feel that women should be involved in every aspect of construction because we are users of infrastructure. We use everything. We are users of the built environment. So we use hospitals, we use houses, so we should be involved in the planning and the execution of all construction projects because women do have a unique contribution to make at the different phases of construction work.
Challenges women face in male-dominated jobs emanate from traditional gender hierarchies and norms that prevail in the family and society. These lovely quotes will enlighten us more. Male-dominated jobs have learned to use distinct coping strategies to thrive in these professions. Let the stories of these spectacular women inspire us today. We shouldn't limit ourselves. There's a lot to what we can achieve as women. This is where we draw the curtains on the program today. We hope you have been enlightened. For comments and contributions, you can call the numbers on your screen. Would like to hear from you. Your feedback is very important to us. See you again in our next episode. My name is Ene Hassan. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
I'm a star. Black African diva bizarre. Us women were shining like stars. Start from the bottom and rise from the top.